Well, in what seems like an escalation of the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has said that it has fired dozens of missiles at Israel in response to the killing of people in Gaza as well as Hamas and Hezbollah leaders. Now, the Israeli military has also urged people in the country to stay in protected area until further notice. In fact, Israeli Foreign Ministry has tweeted, and I quote, "A short while ago, missiles were launched from Iran towards the state of Israel. Israelis are instructed to remain alert and precisely follow the Home Front Command's instructions." Meanwhile, India has also issued an advisory for citizens in Israel, ensuring their safety. I have former IDF soldier Benny Benjamin joining us live at this minute. Thank you, Mr. Benjamin, for joining us on NDTV. First of all, we know that this conflict is escalating now with the ground invasion that Israel started and also the shootings that are happening in Tel Aviv. I would like to know what is really happening in Israel. Could you tell us what kind of attack has Iran launched?
Iran was doing somewhere about 150 to 200 missiles. They came from Iran, and we were there. We were in shelters for more than 30 minutes. And now also it can be any minute. They can just make a siren, and we must go to the shelter. Shelter is nearby, so I can just run away to shelter. But I don't think Iran said now before 5 minutes we got messages that Iran says this is the this is the quantity that we were supposed to send, and we will not send any more. But if Israel or America will attack us, then we have plenty of rockets to send more.
Okay. Mr. Benjamin, how do you see Israel responding to this? Because in the last 1 year, we've seen Israel also responding very, aggressively to all the attacks that it has seen. How much do you see this conflict escalating? What kind of fallout will this have on something that has already seen a lot of action in the last few months?
As for the IDF, meanwhile, what we are hearing from the TV, we know that Israel will answer them. Israel will not keep quiet, because Iran had done very much. Iran is a terrorist, not Iran, sorry. The Hezbollahs and the Shias and whatever you call in Iran, they are all terrorism, where the public is not wanting terrorism in Iran. And same thing happening in Lebanon. Lebanon, they don't want any terrorism, where the Hezbollah is hijacking them. Hezbollah is actually taking advantage of these guys, because they are holding the guns and bombs, whatever they have in their hands, and the public can't do anything with that. No political party has an army beside him.
Right.
No political party anywhere in the world. How they can decide that they want to have army with one political or two political members that they have in Lebanon assembly.
Right. Mr. Benjamin, in the last few months, we've also seen criticism of Israel's offensive in Gaza, because lots of children, lots of women have been killed. At the same time, we've also seen in the last 2 days, US come out in support of Israel. Do you see a large part of the world supporting you, or do you also feel that Israel will be facing scrutiny, because this conflict has been going on for months now?
US is supporting us from a long time. We are really very thankful to US regarding all what they are supporting us, and whatever we are doing, they're completely supporting us, because they know Israeli will not unnecessarily beat any of the enemies. We don't want enemies. And what happened with Hamas before 12 months, sorry, now it is almost 362 days, almost 1 year. What happened with Hamas was, it was very, 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 very bad attack. And we know that our army that time it was a big mistake of our army, that they have not protected us. But with all that I'm talking about, this is not a way to attack. This is not a way to attack public. This is not a way to attack children. This is not a way to attack families and old people and hijack them. It is not a way. And that's what I think, as per my opinion, the world was supposed to be in our side and say, hello, what they have done, it is wrong. But still, you can see what is happening in Europe, what is happening in UK, what is happening in Spain, what is happening in Germany, and what is happening in US also.
Right.
Although they are the best friends of ours.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Benjamin, for joining us with those critical details. Thank you so much and stay safe. Also joining me now is Trent Murray, who is reporting from Tel Aviv. Trent, do tell us what really is happening because, there's this shooting attack in Tel Aviv. What really happened? Because there are visuals that show gunmen getting out of rail stations and opening fire. What do we know so far? How many casualties do we know so far?
Well, look, I'm actually not too far from the scene of the shooting, up on an elevated apartment, and I can see just a flood of police cars down there right now, and ambulances still attending to the scene. We're still trying to gather all the details, but there are photos circulating in Israeli media of CCTV footage showing two men at that train stop, one of them carrying what looks to be a pretty large machine gun of some description, and opening fire. Now, we are hearing that there's been at least 8 casualties, but that number could change, and certainly some of the footage, again, that's playing on Israeli news channels shows a number of bodies on the street at that train station. So it's obviously a pretty mass casualty event that the Tel Aviv authorities are trying to deal with right now in what is a very popular part of the city for people to go out of an evening and have dinner or some drinks and meet friends. It's very close to the beach, and it would have been a very shocking moment for people waiting at that train stop, presumably heading home from work, to have seen these two men, one of them carrying a big gun and opening fire.
Thank you, Trent, for joining us with those critical details. NDTV's Mohammad Ghazali also joins me. Ghazali, Iran has launched a salvo of ballistic missiles at Israel, and you were just a few minutes ago reporting that, Israel also saw indications of this imminent Iranian attacks on Israel. Is this what it is? How do you think Israel will be responding to this, and what kind of shootings in Tel Aviv are we talking about?
See, as of now, the current report suggests that this missile attack has led to a couple of injuries. 2 people have been injured while they were rushing towards the bunker, the safe area. But so far, there has been no casualties. But despite the fact that there has been no casualties, enough evidence has emerged that perhaps the air defense system was overwhelmed with the kind of or the number of missiles which were launched by Iran towards Israel. Meanwhile, just minutes before this missile was launched from Iran, a shooting attack also took place in the area called Jaffa near Tel Aviv, where 8 people have been killed and many more are injured. So it's a very tense situation in the Middle East right now, because it was expected, perhaps a couple of days ago, it appeared as if Iran will not launch any attack. All the indications from its foreign office, from its defense minister, and even the supreme leader of Iran perhaps hinted that they will wait for a right opportune time to attack or launch any kind of offensive against Israel. But they have certainly changed their decision at the last minute, and by afternoon today, the U.S. Defense Department and others concerned departments had already shared the intel with Israel that a threat or attack is imminent. And that is when, just minutes before Iran launched these missiles towards Israel, sirens went all across the country. People were advised to go into the bunkers. Now, all eyes will be on Israel, because Iran, after launching these missiles, have also issued a statement that if Israel retaliates, then more offensive will come from Iran. So certainly the entire focus, which shifted from Gaza to Lebanon, has now shifted back to how Israel will react to Iran, and whether all these fronts which you have been reporting about, that whether Israel is ready to attack and engage in multi-front war, is looking very imminent now.
Right. Thank you, Ghazali, for joining us.